Close your eyes. Slip past the noise of the day, past the ticking of clocks and the weight of responsibility. In the quiet darkness of sleep, another world awakens, one that feels both impossibly strange and intimately familiar. In this place you can fly without wings, speak to people long gone, or face monsters born from your deepest fears. We call these experiences dreams, but what if they are far more than the flickering illusions of a tired brain? What if dreams are one of humanity's oldest hidden powers? Messages, warnings, and revelations disguised in shifting symbols. For centuries, people have sensed that dreams are not random. They carry meaning. They stir emotions that linger long after waking. They whisper truths we are too distracted to hear in the daylight. Ancient civilizations treated dreams as sacred. Pharaohs and priests in Egypt built entire rituals around them, believing that the gods spoke through visions of the night. The Greeks went so far as to construct dream temples where the sick would sleep, hoping for healing visions. Shamans across indigenous cultures used dreams as portals, traveling between realms to gather wisdom for their people. To dream was not simply to sleep, it was to step into another reality. Imagine being an ancient king standing at the edge of war, uncertain whether to attack. You fall asleep and dream of a great eagle spreading its wings across the sky. Was it just a trick of the mind, or a divine omen? For those who ruled in ancient times, dreams were guidance, prophecies that could determine the fate of nations. Stories passed down through generations tell of leaders who listened to dreams and won victories, while those who ignored them faced ruin. Even outside the realm of kings and priests, ordinary people carried the belief that dreams held answers. A farmer might dream of a flood and prepare his fields differently. A mother might dream of illness and take steps to protect her child. These weren't seen as coincidences, but as the universe speaking through images and symbols. The dream world was considered just as real, if not more real, than waking life. But the power of dreams is not just ancient mythology. Even in the modern world, they have shaped history, science, and art in ways we rarely acknowledge. Think of Friedrich Kekulé, the chemist who discovered the structure of the benzene molecule. He had struggled for years until one night, in a dream, he saw a serpent biting its own tail, the symbol of infinity. That vision gave him the answer he needed. Or consider Paul McCartney, who heard the complete melody of Yesterday in a Dream, one of the most famous songs ever written. Countless breakthroughs, from mathematical theories to literary masterpieces, have been born in the dream world. And then there is the strange phenomenon of dreams predicting the future. Throughout history, people have reported dreams that foreshadowed events later confirmed in waking life. Science may dismiss this as coincidence, but the sheer number of accounts makes it difficult to ignore. Abraham Lincoln is said to have dreamt of his own assassination days before it happened. Mark Twain dreamed of his brother's death in startling detail before it came true. Ordinary people, too, have experienced warnings that saved their lives. Dreams of accidents, illnesses, disasters that gave them time to act. Is this pure chance, or do dreams reveal something hidden, something our conscious mind cannot see? Psychology has tried to decode these mysteries. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, believed dreams were the royal road to the unconscious, expressions of desires and fears buried deep within us. His student Carl Jung went further, suggesting that dreams connect us not only to our own unconscious, but to a vast collective unconscious shared by all humanity. Jung noticed that across cultures, people dreamed of the same symbols: the serpent, the flood, the shadow, the hero's journey. He believed these were archetypes, patterns of the human soul that revealed timeless truths. Think about that. When you dream of falling, of being chased, of standing exposed before a crowd, you are experiencing something billions of others have felt before you. Dreams are not just personal. They are universal. They connect us across time and culture, binding humanity in a web of shared symbols. In dreams, we are never alone. And yet, for all their depth and mystery, dreams are fleeting. The moment you open your eyes, they begin to dissolve. What felt like an epic journey becomes fragments. Faces you can't recall, places you can't name. Scientists say this is because the brain doesn't fully engage its memory systems during REM sleep. But perhaps there's another reason. Maybe dreams aren't meant to be carried back in full. Maybe they are meant to give us just enough, a spark, a hint, a whisper, that lingers in the background, nudging us toward growth, warning us of danger, guiding us to truth. So here's the question. What if dreams are not meaningless illusions, but hidden powers waiting to be remembered? What if, instead of dismissing them, we learn to listen? Each night, When you close your eyes, you enter a secret universe. The question is, will you treat it as nonsense, or will you begin to see it as the map it was always meant to be? Dreams are not just private stories playing out in our heads. They have been treated, across cultures and centuries, as sacred tools for healing, guidance, and transformation. Imagine stepping into a temple in ancient Greece. You've traveled for days, carrying an illness no physician can cure. You are told to fast, purify your body, and then sleep in the temple of Asclepius, the god of medicine. The priests believe that in your dreams the god himself may appear, showing you the cure. In the morning, the dream would be carefully recorded, and the priests would interpret it, prescribing rituals, herbs, or actions. This practice was known as dream incubation, and for thousands of years it was one of the most respected forms of healing. The Egyptians, too, believed dreams were messages from the divine. They painted dream symbols onto papyrus scrolls and trained priests to interpret them. A dream of drowning might mean overwhelming emotions. A dream of light could mean enlightenment or good fortune. These interpretations weren't seen as superstitions. They were treated as direct communication between the gods and human beings. To ignore a dream was dangerous, even disrespectful. Across the world in indigenous cultures, shamans and spiritual leaders entered dreams with intention. They would fall asleep with questions for the spirit world. How can I heal this person? Where can we find food? What danger lies ahead? In their dreams, they sought visions, and upon waking, they acted as guides for their people. Some tribes believed that part of the soul left the body during dreaming, traveling to other realms and returning with knowledge. Even today, echoes of these practices remain. In some parts of Asia, dreams are still seen as spiritual warnings. A dream of fire may be taken as a sign to prepare for change. In many African cultures, dreaming of ancestors is considered a sacred connection to the spirit world, offering wisdom and guidance. Dreams are not dismissed. They are integrated into everyday decisions, shaping choices about health, marriage, and community life. Now contrast this with our modern world. In the age of science, dreams are often brushed aside as random firings of the brain. And yet, even scientists have had to admit that dreams hold a strange power. The French mathematician Henri Poincaré once said that his greatest insights came to him not while awake, but in dreams. The sewing machine, a tool that changed history, was invented after Elias Howe dreamt of being attacked by warriors carrying spears with holes in the tips. That image inspired him to place the needle's hole at its point. Without that dream, sewing machines as we know them might never have existed. Art, too, owes much to the dream world. Salvador Dalí famously used dreams to fuel his surrealist paintings. He would deliberately put himself into a half-dream state, holding a key while sitting in a chair. When he drifted off, the key would drop, wake him, and he would immediately sketch the bizarre images from his vision. Writers like Mary Shelley, who dreamed of a scientist creating life from death, gave us Frankenstein. Dreams, in this way, are more than personal. They are engines of human creativity, shaping culture and history. But what is it about dreams that gives them this hidden power? Some scientists argue that during REM sleep, the brain connects ideas in ways it can't while awake. Barriers drop, associations form, emotions surface. This allows for problem-solving, insight, and even emotional healing. Dreams become a playground for the mind, where reality's rules no longer apply. And yet, many experiences defy simple explanations. People dream of loved ones who have passed, and feel comforted as if they truly met them. Others dream of places they have never been, only to discover those places exist. Still, others have shared dreams, where two people report having the same or similar vision on the same night. How do we explain that? Are dreams only brain chemistry, or are they a bridge to something larger? Let's imagine for a moment that dreams are a language. Not a language of words, but of symbols. Every dream speaks, but in riddles. A snake may not be just a snake. It could represent fear, transformation, or hidden danger. A dream of flight may not only reflect freedom, but also the desire to escape. Symbols in dreams are layered with meaning, and interpreting them is less about fixed definitions and more about personal connection. A river for one person may mean peace, while for another it may mean loss. Ancient dream interpreters understood this. They didn't simply hand out universal definitions. They listened to the dreamer's life, their struggles, their questions. A farmer dreaming of a barren field carried a different message than a soldier dreaming of the same thing. Dreams mirror our inner landscape. They are maps of the soul, showing us where we are blocked, where we are free and where we must travel next. This brings us to the greatest hidden power of dreams: self-knowledge. In a world where we spend most of our time distracted, rushing, and disconnected from ourselves, dreams remind us of what lies beneath. They bring forward the emotions we bury, the fears we ignore, the desires we pretend not to have. Dreams strip away the masks we wear in daylight, showing us the raw truth of our inner world. So, the next time you wake from a dream, resist the urge to brush it off. Ask yourself, what is it trying to tell me? Why did that image, that person, that place appear? What is my soul trying to show me in the language of symbols? If you begin to listen, you may discover that dreams are not nonsense at all. They are guides, quiet, mysterious, but always speaking. And when you learn to understand their whispers, you unlock a hidden power that has been with humanity since the beginning of time. If dreams are a hidden language, then lucid dreams are the moment we realize we are speaking it. Imagine drifting into sleep, finding yourself in a dream, and then suddenly realizing, this isn't reality, it's a dream, and I can shape it. In that instant, the dreamer becomes both participant and creator. Mountains can be moved. Skies can shift. You can fly, explore, and experiment without limits. Lucid dreaming is not just fantasy. It is a documented phenomenon. In the late 20th century, scientists confirmed it by asking lucid dreamers to perform specific eye movements while dreaming. Their eyes, though closed in sleep, reflected the pattern in real time, proving that awareness within a dream is possible. For centuries, Buddhist monks and Tibetan yogis had already practiced dream yoga, a spiritual tradition where becoming lucid in dreams was seen as training for enlightenment. To them, the dream state was not merely a playground. It was a sacred space for understanding the illusion-like nature of reality itself. But even outside of spiritual traditions, lucid dreams have practical power. They offer a way to rehearse life. Athletes have trained in dreams, practicing movements and strategies, only to wake with improved performance. Musicians have used lucid dreams to practice instruments, hearing the sound perfectly in their minds. For those struggling with nightmares, lucid dreams provide an escape. Imagine facing a terrifying figure only to realize you're dreaming, and then choosing to confront, even embrace, the figure. Many who've done this report that the nightmares dissolve, replaced with feelings of strength and peace. The hidden power of lucid dreams is not only in control, but in exploration. People report meeting guides, encountering characters who seem to possess wisdom beyond their own knowledge. Are these simply fragments of the subconscious, or could they be something more? Carl Jung, the psychologist, believed that dreams connected us to a collective unconscious, a reservoir of symbols and wisdom shared across humanity. In lucid dreams, perhaps, we step into this vast library of the human spirit. Consider this. Many breakthroughs have emerged not from the waking mind, but from the dream state. Nikola Tesla, the visionary inventor, described receiving ideas in dreams so vivid that he could build machines directly from them. Paul McCartney heard the melody of Yesterday in a dream, waking to quickly play it on a piano before it vanished. These are not isolated cases. They suggest that the dream world is a wellspring of creativity, a place where inspiration flows freely. Yet dreams are not only about creation, they are also about healing. In the 21st century, therapists have begun to explore dream work as a tool for trauma recovery. Nightmares, often viewed as torment, can reveal hidden wounds. When a recurring dream shows the same fear again and again, it's not random. It's the psyche's way of asking for attention, like a hand knocking on a locked door. Working with dreams allows people to face those fears symbolically, and in doing so, release the emotional weight they carry. But what if dreams are more than psychology? Across history, countless people have reported precognitive dreams, visions of events that later came true. Abraham Lincoln, days before his assassination, dreamed of a funeral in the White House. Mark Twain dreamt of his brother's death, only for it to happen shortly after. Even ordinary people today describe dreaming of accidents, disasters, or encounters before they occur. Science struggles to explain this, but the sheer volume of reports suggests that dreams may sometimes pierce the veil of time. If so, what does that mean? Are dreams a doorway into possibilities, glimpses of paths our lives might take? Are they warnings, nudges from the unconscious, or connections to something greater than ourselves? The mystery deepens when we consider shared dreams. Stories exist of two people dreaming of the same place, the same symbols, even meeting one another inside a dream. If dreams are only the activity of individual brains, how can this be? One possibility is that dreams connect us to a larger field of consciousness, something that extends beyond the individual. Like drops of water in an ocean, our minds may touch each other in the dream state, blending and sharing. This would explain why ancient cultures often saw dreams not as private fantasies, but as communal experiences, important to the survival and guidance of the tribe. And here lies the hidden power. Dreams blur the line between the inner and outer world, between the self and the collective, between imagination and reality. They remind us that life itself may not be as rigid or as fixed as we believe. Just as the dream world shifts and bends, perhaps our waking reality is also more fluid than we dare to admit. In a society ruled by clocks and routines, dreams pull us into timelessness. In a world dominated by logic, dreams remind us of mystery. They are invitations to listen, to pay attention, to embrace the parts of ourselves and the universe that cannot be measured or controlled. So, when you wake tomorrow, and fragments of a dream linger, an image, a feeling, a symbol, pause. Don't dismiss it. Write it down. Sit with it. Ask what it might mean, not just logically but emotionally, spiritually. Over time, you may notice patterns, symbols that return, themes that weave through your nights. That is your inner language speaking to you, guiding you, waiting to be understood. Perhaps the real question is not whether dreams are important, but whether we are willing to listen. For within the silence of sleep lies a hidden power, a secret voice that has been speaking to humanity for as long as we have walked the earth. To ignore it is to lose a part of ourselves. To embrace it is to awaken, not just in dreams, but in life itself. Throughout history, humanity has stood in awe of the dream world. From temples in Greece to shamans in the Amazon, from scientists in laboratories to artists sketching visions at dawn, dreams have always whispered the same truth. They are not meaningless. They are powerful, mysterious, and essential. But what do we do with this power? How can we use dreams not just as fleeting stories of the night, but as tools for transformation in the day? The first step is remembering. Dreams often slip away within minutes of waking, vanishing like smoke. But with practice, they can be captured. Keep a notebook beside your bed, and the moment you awaken, even before speaking or moving too much, write down what you recall. A symbol, a fragment, even just an emotion. Over time, this practice trains the mind to hold on to dreams, and soon, entire stories will emerge. What once seemed random begins to reveal patterns, themes, and guidance. The second step is listening. A dream is not a puzzle to be solved with one answer. It is a mirror, reflecting layers of meaning. Ask yourself, what feelings did the dream stir in me? What in my waking life does this remind me of? A dream of being lost may connect to feelings of uncertainty. A dream of light may point to hope or transformation. There are no universal keys, only personal connections. By listening with patience, the dream will begin to speak in its own voice. The third step is integration. Dreams are not meant to stay in journals. They are meant to shape life. If a dream reveals fear, confront that fear in waking life. If a dream suggests creativity, act on it. If a dream offers healing, allow it to guide your choices. In this way, the dream world and the waking world merge, and life becomes richer, more meaningful, more connected. Modern research even shows that engaging with dreams has measurable benefits. People who practice dream journaling and reflection often experience reduced stress, greater emotional clarity, and improved problem solving. It's as if the act of honoring the dream world balances the waking one, creating harmony between conscious and unconscious. But beyond the practical, dreams carry something even more profound. They hint at the possibility that consciousness is not limited to waking life. If dreams can inspire inventions, heal trauma, and perhaps even glimpse the future, then maybe they are not confined to the mind alone. Maybe dreams are the bridge between the finite and the infinite, the visible and the invisible, the self and the cosmos. Think about this. Every night, no matter who you are, no matter where you live, you step into the unknown. You lie down, close your eyes, and fall into a world of infinite possibility. You may soar through skies, meet lost loved ones, uncover buried truths, and then you wake, carrying fragments of that journey with you. It's as if each of us travels between two worlds, one of matter and one of meaning, and dreams are the thread that weaves them together. This is why dreams should never be dismissed. They remind us that life itself is more mysterious than we imagine. They remind us that behind the routines, behind the noise, there is a vast inner landscape waiting to be explored. And in that landscape lies wisdom, creativity, healing, and connection. The ancients knew this. They treated dreams as sacred messages, as doors to the divine. Modern science is only beginning to catch up, finding evidence of the incredible role dreams play in memory, learning, and emotional health. And ordinary people, every night, continue to experience the mystery firsthand. So tonight, when you close your eyes, don't think of sleep as an ending. Think of it as a beginning, a journey into the hidden power of dreams. Pay attention to the images, the feelings, the stories that unfold. They may seem strange. They may seem random. But in their strangeness lies meaning, and in their mystery lies truth. And when you wake, carry those truths with you. Let them shape your choices, fuel your creativity, heal your heart. Because dreams are not separate from life. They are part of it, a hidden dimension woven into the fabric of existence. The power of dreams is not only in the night, it is in the way they transform the day. The real illusion is believing that dreams are unreal. The truth is, they are as real as anything we experience, and perhaps even more important. For in dreams, we meet the deepest parts of ourselves, and maybe, just maybe, we touch the infinite. So the question remains, not whether dreams have power, but whether we are willing to listen, to honor, and to live by them. For those who do, life itself becomes a dream, a vast, mysterious, and beautiful journey between worlds.